Okay, was I muted? Was I muted? I don't know what the heck is going on. They changed the live settings or something. This was supposed to be okay. It's just like I was setting up my live and then I was clicking next to go take a thumbnail pic, and this was going to be one of the lives that I do where I don't have the chat on, and then I clicked next and it just went live right away. So I thought, okay, whatever, we don't have a thumbnail pic, but I didn't realize that the chat was on, but I guess maybe I should just vibe with it. I don't know. Sweating right now, but it's okay. We're here because I'm just gonna talk about what's going on, and I'm just putting this out there. I'm not looking to be helped. I stubbornly have a bit of an aversion, especially these days, to like people, not that people are trying to fix my problems at all by like offering useful help. I have an aversion though to like people telling me do this thing or that thing, because I'm in a mode of like not trying to fix it, because I have like an extra, there's an issue on top of the OCD things I go through and stuff that has to do with trying to fix having these problems, that the energy about that, like it's just detrimental. So yeah, and I get too much into research mode probably, where I just spend all this time looking at how I can fix it, like what, specific type of meditation or breathing thing or whatever it is I can do. And so I'm also just in a mode where I am trying to tune into what like specifically my body feels like it really needs to do. And so I'm kind of like tuning out of outward influence, because I've been someone that's been way too influenced by what other people think I should do. And so even if people are just trying to help, I get to like, oh, I guess I should do that then. Okay. So I don't know. I'm just doing this to put it out there because, I don't know, I'm documenting my experience, and I don't know, I don't need to explain, but to be honest, I'm a bit thrown off that the chat's on, because yeah, we didn't mean it to be on, but it's okay. But I guess I'm not going to be not promising that I will even read or keep up with the chat, the comments. So if people want to talk amongst themselves, feel free to do so. That's what happens. I'm actually sweating like a lot. I'm sweating a lot. My body is definitely perspirating, and maybe it's giving my plants some extra humidity, which is good, but at the same time, I'm having an issue with using my humidifier because it can breed bacteria. So that's the topic today. At least I want to start off with, is like my OCD themes competing with each other. And like, I don't know, it's a special type of not fun times. It's kind of easier to deal with one direct OCD theme, but when the themes directly conflict with each other, it's like it's an extra it's an extra level of like stuckness in the compulsions, kind of, because you're always trying to, I don't know, like solving the one now causes problems for the other theme. So I'm gonna get into those themes that I'm speaking to. So I can't talk properly either, really. Like I'm in like a nervous system weird zone, like body shut down. But I was like, we're gonna go on a million tangents. That's just what happens. I'm gonna get back to the OCD themes. But, oh yeah, okay. But what I wanted to actually express is I felt it was the right time to go live because like I genuinely wanted to, and then I felt the anxiety, the extra sort of stress of going live, kind of that just like anticipatory anxiety of it, or the whole like, you know, putting myself out there. It's obviously, I feel some type of stress, I guess, putting myself out there, at least initially. But it's like it's a cool way to just be like, fuck no to the anxiety. Like, I'm not gonna let you run my life, even though it feels icky in my body, and like it'll feel like I shouldn't do anything in this state, kind of like whether I was filming or not. I because of the OCD's stuff, it was like causing me to just like not do anything, because I had plans to go out basically to get OCD supplies, compulsion-y things in a way to mitigate the stress of the OCD. But I had this plan to go out, and then I started to just shut down to where I don't do anything. So I'm like, oh, this is actually good to push through, to just go live even in this state. This is the stuff that I want to show. Would you rather us not put any comments or advice as live? Yeah, I'm not looking for advice, even though I feel like I sound like an asshole to say that. But I'm not, like, people can do what they want to do. Obviously, I'm not here to control or tell anyone what to do. But I basically am not, I feel like advice is not going to help me. Like, a lot of stuff that people will suggest is stuff that I have already, like, I already know, I guess. And so, I don't know, it's up to me though to control my own triggers in a way, but I guess sometimes, like, being reminded again, like, oh yeah, do this thing or do that thing. Like, I am insanely perfectionistic-y, and even though I feel like I don't do a lot, which a lot of times I don't do a lot because I'm in shutdown nervous system mode, but I still have this like extreme toxic productivity like mentality or stress, like a constant anxiety about, oh, I should be doing this and I should be doing that, it should be whatever. I have been doing more meditation, which I like it. Like, I know all the things, like diet, exercise, sleep, meditation, but like that only gets you so far. And it's not just like, there's a whole part of it, I feel like, that people sort of miss, that like I'm trying to go into that, where it's like, yeah, we can do these things to, like, okay, let's do this to get the anxiety down, let's do this to feel better, but then there can be a bit of a avoidance of just letting the shit actually flow through you and transmute. And if every time it's like, I gotta get rid of this, okay, I gotta exercise, oh, I'm gonna meditate, it's gonna go away, like, I feel like there's a little bit of a rejection of the bodily response-y thing. And for me, at least in my opinion, my stuff that comes up, it's irrational, but not at the same time. It's like for a reason. And so to shut it down, honestly, I feel like it's basically, at this point, to me, it's like shutting down my inner child. It's like very invalidating that I even feel that. Like, I can't help it. I can't help these things coming up. Like, I don't know, just imagine if you were a kid and you had a feeling, you're just like, oh, I'm worried about this, or like, oh, I'm really scared, or you have phobia or something, you're scared. And someone trying to help you is just like, do this to make it go away, do this to, like, I guess, you know, that can help if it does really calm you down. But I'm learning to like not have to get rid of the fear, to be like, to reframe how I maybe perceive the fear, or just, I'm just trying to detach. I'm actually trying to detach from literally everything, from like from my ego. Not too much, because I think some ego is healthy for sure, but I'm actually trying to learn detachment. But today I'm very attached to, well, if we want to just be completely honest and vulnerable, I'm very attached to having what appears to be a toenail fungus issue. That is a new OCD. I want to just like show, I have to say one thing, what anyone thinks and does do one thing, F what anyone thinks or does. Exactly. Yeah, it's like, I have been hermiting so hard because I have been too involved in what other people think and stuff. And then even if people sometimes are like, don't care, then I'm like, oh no, now I shouldn't be caring what they think, because like it's gone so far before. That didn't just happen now, so we've gotten somewhere where it's like, I don't know, I have detached a lot from, I have started just not giving a fuck, which like, yay, woo, we're developing a full sense of self, guys, developing a full sense of self. And I'm like sweating, but you know what? I'm gonna actually, I see the sweating as fucking detoxing. And even just that little shift changes everything for me. Like normally when I sweat, especially in front of someone, like on camera, I guess, you know, if I'm sweating in public in some way, I guess this is a bit of a form of being somewhat in public. It's just immediate judgment usually. It's immediately like, I'm a fucking weirdo idiot for some reason because I'm sweating, but I'm actually seeing it as like, I got to that level, I think, of intensity too, of like the anxiety, like things surfacing, like the OCD stuff surfacing, to where I'm actually just like letting it do its thing and run its course. And it's coming out in sweat right now, but I had some anxiety. Maybe you remember me. Okay, how do I go back? I'm sorry, the comments pop up so fast and I can't even see what the name was. I think it started with a K. I do remember, I can't remember exactly what start with a K. I remember, if it's the same person, you being in the live chat and we were talking about the social anxiety. Yes, so the toenail fungus though, let's talk about the toenail fungus, guys. Let's get into it. I feel like it's more fun if I kind of show you guys, and it's way more, I know it's worse in my head, like we're in the early stages of, you probably, oh my god, it's just, do you see the toenails like cracked a bit? Maybe it's not a toenail fungus, but I was wondering for quite a while, I think it was when I would get out of the shower, like my big toe toenail would look yellow-ish or darker, you know, and I didn't know what that was and I didn't think too much of it. And then I was having a bath last night and then I noticed like my toenail was like cracked. And then I noticed the yellow a bit. I don't know, I just thought I gotta look into this now. And then I tried to become an expert on, what's it called? I wrote it down. Onychomycosis is what this toenail fungus thing could be like in the early stages. And then the OCD started to take over, and today went according to the obsession of getting rid of whatever this fungusy thing is. So I'm wearing flip-flops. I think I'm going, I haven't tossed my slippers into the garbage yet, but I sure as hell ain't gonna be wearing them. I should have been washing them. It's like annoying because I'll punish myself because like I usually keep up with things. Like I had an old pair of slippers until I updated them because the old ones got old. And I remember I would somewhat regularly wash the old slippers, but the new ones, nope, they make drops for it. Yeah, there is yes, I did research. I could be wrong. It was saying that like the ointment stuff's not super that effective. That I don't know. Apparently, maybe I was looking into too much like at home DIY things, but it was saying that like a vinegar soak is pretty effective. Also, Vicks Vapo Rub seems to help, and like I want to stock up on every fucking thing like to the max. Like this is my whole day in life becomes, what is it again? Becomes onychomycosis treatment. That's what will take over my life. But there's been other OCDs before that new one happened that were also like a constant thing in my life that was annoying. But let's just stay on the toe fungus one for now. Anyways, yeah, there's not actually that much more to it other than it's like I don't have any patience. So I soaked my toenails in vinegar. It just never will never the things will never be enough. Like I just can't stop putting on the vinegar on my toe. Or I have tea tree oil, and they were saying tea tree oil is really good. So it's like I just keep putting the tea tree oil on, and yeah, it's just like interesting because I've never really had the classic stereotypical OCD themes before. I have never had the germs one, but this one's, it's not full germ, I guess, it's fungus. So, but it's morphing now into molds, and I guess that mold is that bacteria, I guess, yeah, it's a type of bacteria. Like I've never had this one, and that's also why I've never really been formally diagnosed. I did tell my psychiatrist, I got into the OCD group because I was having these anxieties that were OCD related that I found out because of my own research. Nothing against maybe a little bit against the medical establishment. Sorry, they didn't do shit all for me. And I guess I also masked or appeared like I was not, like, it's just annoying. And I guess that was 10 years ago, so they just didn't really know as much. But I had to learn about what's called pure OCD, because I was having just the worst, most fucked up, intrusive thoughts and thinking that I was an evil person. I touched on this in the last live. So I have known, like, I've had, so then I had phobias as a kid. Like, I was deathly afraid of lightning. But nothing ever, I got the social anxiety and that was pretty obvious for me. But I've always been just telling these professionals, like, I have this thing and I need this help. And I guess I can sort of understand people trying to just diagnose themselves, people thinking they have a thing. But isn't it almost like apparent that I have OCD when I'm like extensively researching about OCD? Isn't that a type of kind of having that thought process almost to be like, well, I extensively researched and like I need cognitive behavioral therapy and then blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It's just like, that one, I don't know if people, it's kind of hard to just like read about compulsions and doing compulsions all the time and then it being a false self-diagnosis. Like it's like, oh yeah, I am doing these compulsions all the time. Like, I don't know, But yeah, because my psychiatrist at the time, when I was trying to tell her I was having these specific issues, are you ever at peace? Yes, I am. Like, I don't know. I'm detaching. It's not about being happy all the time, too. Oh, shoot. I just got. Okay. Is it Quran? I can. Why can't I see the chat? I need to, like, get my laptop so I can multitask the chat. Sorry, I'm gonna go find the laptop so I can actually get to the chat because it keeps disappearing immediately and I don't want to completely be ignoring people, so just give me a second. Okay. Let me just close the millions of tabs. And let me just, I'm gonna have to crouch for a second. Okay. I should have changed my shirt. It's like drenched in sweat. It's drenched in sweat. I I think I need to exercise too and actually what are the words? Put on a sweat? Work, break a sweat? I need to break a sweat and exercise. Okay, just trying to find the live stream on laptop. Okay. Okay, just waiting for the live chat to pop up. Okay. Quran, okay, yeah. I discussed about my social anxiety in the last live. Your recommendation helped me a lot. Thanks. God bless you. Oh, well, I'm glad it helped. After, to be honest, I was like, I don't know if I said the right thing. I'll worry that I don't know. I just obviously have anxieties and stuff, and I put way too much pressure on myself too, and to like fix everything. It's the OCD, like we're always trying to be fixing something. So, where was I? Okay, I need a table to put the freaking laptop on. I guess if I see a comment pop up, I will then refer. Do I try to hold it the whole time? It's a bit of a delay on my laptop. Okay. Where were we? About the OCDs. Okay, this is a whole ramble, of course. Yeah, I guess I was complaining about my psychiatrist. That's not really necessary. She was doing her thing. I guess, I don't know. For me, it does just help to have understanding of, first of all, it was a game changer. Like, if anyone out there that happens to watch this is dealing with OCD, I guess they already kind of know they have it maybe because the title has it in the title. So it changed my life just to know that it was OCD stuff going on with me, because I thought I was a bad person or evil person. Like, I don't know. I've had a lot of paranoia and stuff too. I don't know. It's just like OCD. It's like a reaction to your thoughts, I guess, and you feeling like you have to do something about it. But it's kind of confusing, at least to me, I'm realizing, because like there's some truth to it. Like, okay, I've got this toenail fungus going on, and if I just don't give a shit, it doesn't go away and it could get a lot worse. And I had a grandpa that had this, what I have, I think, is like probably the same thing maybe that he had, but in like the very, very early stages. Like, he had a green a green ass toenail, like crumbly green ass nail that I don't know if I had to like cut it one time or wash it. I don't know. I was a little bit traumatized from having to do that. And then I did have a thought when I figured out this is, I think, a fungusy thing going on. I was like, did I catch this fungus from grandpa like a year ago or something? And then I don't know, it's just been slowly manifest. It's like, okay, I do have a creative mind. I think that's why I am prone to OCD, is because everything connects in my brain a lot of times. Like, I think of a thing, I don't know, I'll be editing something, not my channel, because like, yeah, do you see edited videos on my channel being posted? No, but I'm on a different YouTube channel, and I will have a very hard time just like simply editing something without trying to add extra things and photos and pictures same thing. Adding extra stuff that relates to the thing on, I don't know, I'll just like think back to, I don't know, I'm like, oh, this reminds me of this thing. Like, it's like connected. It's too much. I think of how everything relates, I guess. So the toenail fungus situation, I just start going through, I just start reevaluating everything, like how I've been living my life to possibly have this fungus. And it's like, maybe shouldn't be taking like 2-hour-long baths, every other day. They're probably not that long, but at least an hour. Like, I will just soak in the bath so long. I'm like, that's a breeding ground for fungus for sure. My feet get really hot and I'm probably sweaty in my runners. Also gross, but like overanalyzing things. Yes, totally overanalyzing. At the same time though, I have this issue. I see this as an issue in a way. I don't know, I'm trying not too much to label things like critically, but me having such judgment about how I am and like the analyzing is like another layer to it. So it's hard because I'll like realize that I'm over analyzing, and that's like to a detriment to me, right? But then I'll have all this judgment about doing that just causes even more issues. And this part of my brain is useful for different things, maybe like editing or creative things and like thinking outside of the box. And so it's not just all bad, but I will judge myself a lot. And then I don't know, other people probably, like, who cares what they think, but there are people that just think I'm probably crazy or nuts, or like that's maybe why I've gotten the comments that I'm on drugs or something like that, because I do think a lot, and it's just like boom, 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 going on and up there. But okay, how do we get onto that thing? I don't know, we're bouncing around. So yeah, I think of all the different possibilities of how the fungus could have bred or keeps rebreeding, and then I try to research all that stuff. Like my running shoes are in the freezer right now, guys, but I don't know if that actually kills all the bacteria. Like, sometimes one source says something and then another source is like, yeah, I don't know, the spores can still survive. The fungal spores can still survive. It's like, because of my perfectionism, it's hard to settle with good enough. It's hard to settle with good enough. And this is where I've been a bit of a contradiction with like things in my life. Cleaning, for instance. It's like I'm either the messiest person ever, or I'm the most insane, neat, clean freak, whatever. I haven't been that, for recent times I've been more of this like neat, freaky way, like with my room, because I set up finally got the shelf built, guys, after like 8 months, but this is messy to me. Obviously there's kind of shit in places, but it's very bare, and it's like I don't even want to put things in it to get messy. I don't know. I just want to keep it. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna have systems for everything because stuff does get disorganized and messy really quickly, but I'm thinking of ways that I can have all these different special habits, or I'm gonna have like a bin on top of the shelf. All my clothes go in the shelf. I did have some of them in there, and then I put the shelf on like this stand thing, so I had to take everything out. On top, I was going to put a basket for clothes that I don't want to fold and put away yet, but we don't want them on the floor. And then every night it's like I'm gonna have a routine of folding those clothes in that basket that I didn't want to like put away right away, whatever. And it's just crazy how I feel like truly I'm capable of being the most disgusting, like just nasty, like messiest type of person, but at the same time I'm capable of being like the complete opposite of that, because I let it just get messy because it'll bug me more in a way to try to keep it as clean as I can, when I know it'll never be up to my standards. It'll never be good enough. Like there's always a crack somewhere with debris in it that you can't get out. Like there's something, I don't want to have to keep moving the camera and stuff, and I don't want people to see out of my window, so just in case, somehow people identify the neighborhood. There's like a spot in my window that there was little blackish stuff on my window, and I thought that might be mold. So I got a little bit of vinegar and I like wiped it, but then there's like a crack that I can't get into, and I just want to get my hands in it. I tried to put a paper towel around a pokey thing, like a nail file that was pointy on the end, and try to get in the hole and get the black stuff out, and I can't because the hole or the crevice, like it's just a weird fucking crevice. When you react to the songs, it seems like you both, okay. When you react to the songs, okay, Karan's talking about the reaction channel that I do with my partner, Sean. When you react to the song, it seems like you both are happy, but it doesn't seem that you have anxiety or any time we don't know from what the person is going through by watching 10-minute videos. Yeah. It's also not, it's all things at once. It's like I experience all the things. I have been in states where I'm like in a depression for a period of time, but it's like I am someone that my day can just be like this. Like I can just be like chill and happy and having fun, and then I can, be stressed or anxious or sad or whatever. Like that's just the human experience too. But the videos it's funny that Karan said this, because I was out at the shops the other day and I had a thought about running into someone, because there are a couple times that Sean and I have been recognized in our city. There's a lot of people from India here, so they had seen like the reaction channel, and there's a couple times we were always together. Oh no, this one time I was in a coffee shop and a guy recognized me, and it was super chill and cool. But anyways, I was just already feeling like socially anxious, and I was out, and I was like, but I wasn't like I have to flee the store level of anxiety. I was just kind of doing my thing. And then I had a thought of like, oh, what if someone from the channel like recognizes me and then I act all weird and awkward. It's, for me, the social anxiety is just about, I guess, how I'm perceived. It's because I will still tend to have judgments of my own self for being shy or awkward. I guess I had a thought of like, they see me on the channel a certain way, but I feel like if people met me in person, like I don't know exactly how it would go. I could just be chill. Like I can't always control. Sometimes I'm just like, I'm freaking out. And then other times something that I feel like will stress me out doesn't at all. But I was just like, gosh, if someone recognized me, it's just different too when I'm by myself, maybe without Sean. Like I would get so intimidated, and I am just that type of person. At least right now in my life, that happens, but I'm accepting it too and being like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like that's just how I am. But I thought it might be confusing to the person that maybe sees me reacting in a way where I will just try to be really authentic in those reactions and things and try not to like hold back because I'm going to offend people, or like I really try to be honest, I guess. And so then it appears that I'm a certain way, and then I feel like in public I would just be maybe quiet, or I'd probably overtalk. I would be like, oh, I try to fill the space, right? You're so much more than you're perceiving yourself. Thanks. Yeah, I don't know actually though what to think of that or how to perceive that, because I'm like, well, yeah, how I relate to it is it's like I'm not my own, like I am detaching from, I'm a person that experiences physiological sensations and feelings or thoughts, but I don't have to attach to them. But a way that I attach that's like clever or tricky is that I'll have these stresses in that, and then if I do happen to do some compulsions or something, or spend a lot of my day researching about toenail fungus, then I will attach by perceiving that whole experience in like a judgmental, critical way, and just this like really negative thing of like, oh, you wasted so much time, and you know why, I don't know, I'll just see it as something that was bad that I did. But honestly, there's positives. Like for me, I was not keeping up with my laundry, and I was wearing reusing socks. That could have contributed to the fungus, and but besides that, it was like it was wasting time trying to find a pair of socks sometimes that were wearable, and it was annoying to not have clean socks. Like I desired clean socks, but I just wasn't keeping on top of that thing because like it wasn't important to me until I realized I have a toenail fungus, and I'm like, okay, now I care about washing my stuff. So I was really trying to see the positive. But yeah, I was having still a hard time not judging myself because if I'm in the presence of another person, sometimes I feel like I can't help but just feel exposed. So my partner, Sean, being home and him finding out or knowing how much time I spent researching or thinking about this toenail fungus shit, like I was just not wanting that. I just felt, even if he was not judging me at all whatsoever, right? Like I'll just feel judged, and then the direction I want to go is detaching from that and really seeing it as not this bad thing, or like labeling it in that way. And that's where, how long have you had this toe thing? Good question, Bailey. Because I had mentioned earlier, I had noticed for a while, like my big toenail just looked a little bit yellow, but I just didn't look into it at the time. I thought like, oh, I don't know if that's something or not. And I honestly, at that time too, I just didn't have the fucking time. I probably had like other, what if I maybe had other OCDs going on or not? Maybe I was just chill. And I was like, I don't have fucking time for this to be a thing right now. So I just like didn't look into it. But yeah, so I know it could be months It's and now like the edges of my toe look all like white, and I don't know if that's from like putting the vinegar on, or were they always looking that way? I know my baby toe was like flaky-ish, or has like those like white lines or something. And I don't know how much is like normal. It's not that big of a deal. Like, it's, my toe is not green. But I'm just someone that like I feel like I just want to figure out what to do so this doesn't get worse. And once I do that, then I can stop thinking about it, letting it go usually. Sometimes though, I like have this need or urge to try to, like, I'll just overdo it, and I will it'll be counterintuitive probably too, because it's like too much of a good thing is sometimes a bad thing. So, but I have been able to in my life, like, once I do figure out what's going on and like, oh, I'm gonna do this and this is how many times a day I'm gonna do it, like I come up with a plan, then I can let it go and I don't need to think about it because everything's like in place. That's kind of what it was with my skincare routine. Like, my skin was always just very dry and flaky and my products weren't working. So I would obsess about skincare and watch a lot of videos and, you know, try different products. A lot of them just kept being allergic to them. And then I finally figured that shit out for the time being. But sometimes sometimes annoyingly, there's like still a bit of an issue. And that brings us to the way the OCDs are competing a little bit. Because you see these plants. So I feel like I've been kind of rude to my plants energetically lately. Because I've been like judging them, but I've noticed this and I'm working through it. This is a peperomia and it's actually looking pretty spiffy. But these leaves sometimes get really like yellow, like light, and it just, it does kind of mean it's not thriving or there's something maybe wrong with it. Like, I've been judging my plants so hard, and I actually was feeling like that's not fair. It was basically a metaphor for how I treat myself a lot of the time, but not anymore because I'm turning a new leaf, guys. I'm turning a new leaf. Okay. So, but the thing my brain just like sometimes can't accept is when the plant's not thriving and I can't fix it, and I think I blame myself. I don't know exactly what is, like, I need to just sit with the feeling and get into my body, get out of my head, and just let that feeling be expressed. It comes from somewhere, probably childhood. There's something that stresses me out about the leaves. The ends will get crispy and brown. This is a fern. This is a hurricane fern. And it likes high humidity, very high humidity. Do you know what the humidity is usually in my house? Very low, very, very low. And this guy does not like that. And so he was just like deteriorating, and I don't have a greenhouse, so I tried to do like a makeshift one. That didn't go well. We might have gotten some mold in that, and some gnats, I think they're called, like little flies. And I see one sometimes buzzing around, and then I'm like, oh no, we didn't get rid of all the freaking pests. It's not just the humans, it's the plants. No, I'm sorry. What do you mean it's not just the humans? It's the plants. Yeah, with the perfectionism-y stuffs. Yeah, I'm judging myself for not reacting well enough to the comments. And I just feel the need to say again, I didn't mean to have the comments on. I was just going to film this as a regular video. But nothing against the comments. I just feel like I'm not doing my best. I'm putting that out there. I'm like, what I do on my channel is I say the internal dialogue outwardly, and it's like I can never be good enough. I'm just making light of the situation. I stress because I get like stressed. It's either I get stressed about understanding the comment, like I freeze up. I feel like I worry about, I guess, my reactions being, interpreted or having the wrong reaction. That's part of my social anxiety. A lot of times is like I very much fear having the wrong reaction, and then I don't. at least when I'm in like on a live thing too, I'm also like not able to freaking comprehend stuff. Like I guess in the comfort of my own home as well. Like I'll be watching a comedy special and I have to pause and think about and analyze what they've just said. And I don't really allow myself to do that on the lives, I guess, because I feel embarrassed and awkward. So it's like someone comments something and then I feel like I need to react right away and have like a good, like a certain proper reaction to it. So there'll just be a lot of this in my head, obviously, or just automatic things that I'm learning to detach from. But I think I get paranoid, and I think that, yeah, I get paranoid in a way where it's like, am I not reading this properly? It's maybe why I like every day I'm like Googling words that I already know. I Googled a word in this title, or not in this title, or yeah, the fun of, what was it? There was something, maybe I changed the title. I swear I Googled like a word in the title just to like make sure it's the right word, it's good enough. So yeah, it's like, I don't feel like I'm gonna get over it though if I don't just like expose myself and allow that risk of not understanding. Like but someone said like people will just say simple things and then I will feel like I'm a dumb idiot for not understanding it. I don't know. I've just, in person, I've been very anxious in person to where my brain's a little bit offline as well. And then I will just fake reactions and things to not make the situation just so awkward to where I'm like, sorry, what do you mean? You know, when you can't hear what someone said properly and you don't want to ask them for like a fifth time. Like you just pretend you knew what they said and then you're like, like fake laughing at that. But then I'm like, what am I reacting? I don't even know what I'm responding to in this way. And this could be a time not to laugh. I don't know. Does anyone else have that? Does anyone else have it where you just don't want to? Okay, I think the feeling that I get in my body is like I'm going to get screamed at if I ask too many times what someone said. But I took the risk. I can remember a time recently that I actually asked someone multiple times because I still was not hearing or knowing what they said. And I was letting myself just like take up that space, like ask what they said because I'm like, oh, I guess I deserve that. Try to break that cycle and re-ask. Yeah. Yeah, so I did break the cycle and I didn't get screamed at. But even if I had, not my fucking problem, like that person be unhinged, right? So yeah, what I'm doing is like not letting the reactions and feelings in my body dictate my life and what I do or what I feel about myself, except for when it's about my fucking plants. Because so this guy again, okay, he likes humidity, very dry in my house. So I have this humidifier. But the window, don't mind the garbage bags on the window. I have to hang up my curtains. We're embracing garbage bag curtains. No shame at all. Like, aren't they? Okay, they're ugly as fuck and I hate them and I can't stand them, but I'm accepting them in this moment, is it's better to have this than be woken up by the bright light. But anyways, the humidifier, because it's cold outside, it causes all this condensation on the window. So I have these like cloths to wipe it up. And I'm just constantly trying to mitigate. This is my first world fucking problem. We also use garbage bags as curtains in the res. They work. Like, they fall off a lot of the time, but they get the job done. So, the cloth, okay. And this is such first world problem. Like, I guess I do want to get over feeling like I have to say that all the time when I, like, complain about a thing. Like, I'm not even complaining. It's just the reality of, I'm just like, how do I get enough humidity but not get mold? Because the condensation is a lot whenever I'm using the humidifier. I also like the humidifier for, I can't breathe properly at night because it's very dry and I have allergies, so it helps with that. The humidifier is what's making the black dots. Yeah, so I thought the things on the windows that we're talking about. Yeah, I thought some of that a little bit of that might have been there before I started using the humidifier, because I just hadn't really inspected it, and I hadn't been really using the humidifier at all. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like I'm at least worried about making it worse. I think that window, there is just already moisture, and there will be a certain level of a little bit of condensation, I think, humidifier or not. So that little crack in that window that I can't get to, I think there might have been some like dirt or moldy grossness like before the humidifier, because since I started the humidifier, I've been very like keen to keep that thing dry or clean or look around, see what's going on. But it's like, there was a different window in the house. Like, now I'm inspecting all the windows too. There was a different window in the house that I saw the blackish stuff, and I'm like, oh geez, like, how long has this been going on? And then I had a whole thing about the bathroom in the master bedroom is too moist. Like, there's a fan, but we're putting it all out there, guys. Like, we might have mold in our bathroom, and it's kind of gross. Like, it had this musky smell in there for quite a while, and I don't know if it still has it, because it's mixed now with the smell of, what's the soap called? It's a green, very scented soap. It's like Irish Spring, I think is what it's called. So we use that soap, and now that bathroom smells like heavily of that, but I don't know if that's just masking the musk. But I just thought of Elon Musk now when I said masking the musk. Not talk about Elon Musk. So I just might have to get rid of these plants, but they seem to be doing okay, because I feel like I'm just constantly battling the humidity with the too much moisture. I do like to have a little bit of humidity at night because it helps me sleep. Like, I'll get really dry throat. It's just so dry in this house. It's very dry. Like, my skin will be like peeling. So, but because during the day it still gets pretty dry, I've been having the humidifier on more than I usually would, like when I'm not in here. But also I was looking, okay, so I need to get off the fucking interwebs and stop researching too, because it just causes, I just find more and more problems, right? Some lady on YouTube Shorts, she must be some type of a special person, like a doctor or something. She was basically saying, just don't use a humidifier at all. You shouldn't be using it at all. She was saying it's not safe because of the bacteria. I don't think I want to listen to her, because I don't want to deal with the sore throat again. You definitely don't need to get tired of your plants. They have many benefits. Yeah, I wanted ferns because they purify the air. I need to get a spider plant again. Years ago, the cats chewed the spider plant. That's another thing I'm battling too. This is, I do feel like I do need to say, like, I am so privileged and lucky and grateful that I'm not in a fucking war zone. And my problems are like, how do I keep my cats from chewing my plants? And how do I keep my ferns tips from getting too crispy? Whatever. Okay, now that's out of the way, I like these types of plants, right? Because they actually purify the air and they're just cool looking. But they are the ones that like a lot of humidity and they're very finicky and it's just like so dry where I am. And I'm just thinking too, keeping this room more humidified. Like, I'm not going crazy. I'm going on the lowest setting of the humidifier. I wish it went lower. The lowest it goes is 40%. I wish it would do just 30%. It's like 20% humidity in this house is what it'll say if it's not being used at all. That's like the starting point. So that's like, if it was even just bumped up to 30%, that'd be a big improvement, but still not enough for these plants. Like, this plant, it was saying online, they thrive in like 80% humidity, like 60 to 80%. So I think the solution is to get a plant cabinet thing and to have a bit of a greenhouse situation. Gonna be putting a fan in there this time because my Tupperware makeshift greenhouse, I just put like a clear garbage bag over the top and I didn't air it out enough. Like, I'm just trauma. It was stressful to like have the like mold infestation and the little flies in there that I don't want to attempt that again, I guess. But I'm like, I could probably redo my DIY greenhouse and somehow get like a little fan that's in there and also keep the top of it a bit more open so it's not gets too warm in there. But I'm just like, I don't know if I can avoid growing mold again. I don't know. I just seem to fail that shit. I did some more research on how to get rid of mold in plants, and it was saying to put like cinnamon on it. So it was like, I'm probably just fucking these plants up. So these plants are so in distress, guys. It's like they were probably fine with just like the dry air that, like, before I started trying to fix things, they would have been better off to have just been left the fuck alone in the dryness than like be put into like a mold infestation. And then yeah, I don't know. It's like there's also a vent that they say like, do not put your plants near dry air like that. But if the humidity's high enough, that's probably fine. But I had this trolley. I had it above this vent. I don't know, just in the room. I just kind of had liked it there. And then I closed the vent, and then I put like a towel over the vent just so it wouldn't blow hot air. And then it started to get cold in this room. It started to get cold in the room. So I don't know. I might have to get rid of these plants if I can't help them to thrive, because I have a hard time with allowing them to live a not as successful life that they could live. Like, even if the fern's still living and it's alive, but it's like got all the like brown spots and crispy leaves, looks like there's doing a lot better than a lot of plants. Yeah, they're actually, well, I trimmed off, forgot to mention too, it said to trim the tips. Like, yeah, it looks fine. It actually looks fine. I'm like, why was I even judging it? A lot of it, I think it's in my fucking head. Like, I'm I'm having body dysmorphia about the plant. What would we call that? Plant dysmorphia? So ChatGPT recommended trimming the ends, like the brownness off of it. And then I did, and they started to get a little bit crispy again and brown again. So then I'm like, okay, it's just still crispy. Like, is this... And then the middle ones were, there was one that was like very, very dark, and then yeah, it's just been too moist too, because it was in the greenhouse and it wouldn't dry out. Like it just stayed, the soil had stayed moist for days and days on end, and I'm like, well, maybe it's getting enough moist. I don't know. I just can't get it right. But we'll see if I think my rule will be like, we'll see how it does. But I'm tired of, first of all, this live has gone on way too long. Like, what are we even fucking doing here? I feel like I'm wasting so many people's time by like this never ending thought loop about the plants. But I feel like at this point, even if the plant started to thrive and do well, it's just like too much time and energy and trying to control their environment, because like I can't set my humidity lower than 40%, and I get all this condensation on the walls, and I don't want to get this moisture. And when I put the curtains up, like I've used a humidifier before with long curtains, and like I got water streaks. There was like droplets all over on the wall, and I don't want that to happen. Like it's just too much. You know, I'm like turning the humidifier on and off. I'm setting a timer for it, and then I'm like, you know, turning it on just to check the level in here all day. Like I have too much, first of all, I have too much fucking time on my hands. I need to like get a life outside the plants and the toe fungus. But yeah, anyways, I, because I'm always overthinking in my head too, and I'm like 10 steps ahead, I was going through if I were to give the plants away and what my Facebook market post would say, because over the last while, I do feel like I've gotten more connected to nature. And for instance, I relocated an earwig that was in my house. I haven't been able to really squash a bug for a while, even though I eat meat. Like it makes no sense. And that earwig probably died because I put it out in the cold, but I just hope that it went and burrowed into the ground somewhere. I just was like, I can't let it live here. Like, I'm sorry, but I just can't. I can't live with earwigs, so you're gonna have to go, buddy. But I don't want someone to just like trash my plants just to keep the pots, because it's something they could do, and I don't blame them if they don't want to keep the plants. But the plants seem to be doing okay. Actually, these ones, all these, this one hasn't grown for like months though, and that's bugging me. It's bugging me. I have too much pressure on these plants to be what I want them to be. But all these different, this is a different one. These were actually, I saved this plant. The cat destroyed this plant. The plant has like, what is it? Cats have 9 lives. This plant has 9 fucking lives. Like I've resaved it multiple times because the cat chewed it. It was doing really well when I first got it because it was in the bathroom, but then I would always have to keep the bathroom door closed because the cat would just go chew it, and then that did happen. So then I had to get relocated. I think this one does a lot better than the fern. It survives better with low humidity, but also another thing is we have hard water. These plants apparently really don't like hard water, so it's like I'll just put water in a jar and let it sit for a couple days, because apparently that evaporates the minerals. And then like it's too much. Like it's too much. We're here talking about this for a fucking hour. I need to detach, but I have a hard time. This is what is happening, is it's like I gotta just accept and live with it. But my wanting to get rid of the plants is the same. I'm relating this to how I dealt with my like body obsession, dysmorphia stuff. Like I just got rid of all the mirrors. That's how I dealt with that one, that OCD. It was just checking and checking and checking for flaws or something, or a fine line. I'd have to check it, and then I'd like put cream, and then it'd be like, oh, did it go away? Like, we need to accept the aging process. We need to accept that these plants are not perfect. And I do think this is kind of a perfect representation, like a metaphorical way of how I treat myself, that it's not good enough. Because I'll walk into every time lately, I've been walking to the room and like checking the plants and seeing how crispy these ones' leaves are, seeing how yellow these ones' leaves are looking like, and I can't really get away from it because it's in my room, but I seem to have an emotional reaction every time I see I have like this stress in my body that there's something wrong and I need to fix. Like, they're not okay. I said it already, but you're so much more than you perceive things. Just saying. Yeah, I know. I gotta let this shit go. Like, it's gotta detach. I don't know, this like obsession creeped up on me. I'm like, when did this start? I guess it started, I guess what I have a hard time with, I've said it a lot about the like good enough, what's good enough. I have a hard time with like in the middle. Like, it is really black or white almost in a way. I think it's sort of like with the cleaning, it's like what's good enough. Like, I had jobs. If I had to clean at a job, people got very frustrated with me, and because I didn't know how to, because I would just keep going. It's like, oh, well, the blinds are dusty, and I was like, oh, this little crack in here needs to be wiped. And excuse me, like, how much do people clean? Like, I just start to see every little flaw, imperfection, or something. I like, for instance, when I put my door back on because I painted it. Sorry about that bright light. I wiped down, I cleaned these door hinges because they were kind of gross, but it's like, I guess if you're normally wiping it down, they wouldn't get gross, but how do people really wipe down everything, right? Attention to detail, yes, exactly, and it's maybe a blessing sometimes, but also a freaking curse. I guess if someone, say I had a job, and the issue was them like not, it was like, just clean this thing. It's like, okay, but how clean? I think if they laid out, wipe down this, like wipe down counters, doorknobs, whatever. Like, if they said tick these boxes and do that, and then you're done, then I would be able to handle it, I think. But it was just sort of like them giving me too much control over the task, being like, do this thing. I had a landscaping job, and they were just like, this should have only taken you 5 minutes. This should have only taken this time. This should have, like, yeah, that attention to detail. I went tree planting, and I was a bit of a gardener, what they call the slow tree planters, because I had to make the tree look better, look a little bit more perfect. These qualities, though, in myself, I do like them for certain ways. Like, it's just the balance of it, right? It's like, I think what's happening, okay, it is good that I did this, because even though I've been judging it and how indulgent it's kind of been, but I'm realizing this energy that it's been ramping up with the toenail fungus thing and the plants. Like, it started to like get too consuming and too out of control. Like, that energy is not being put into other things. I think that's kind of the only issue here. Maybe, yeah, we're gathered here today to realize that, and maybe other people will watch this and well, hopefully not. It's like fucking hour and something long. It's a lot of time to be watching a person, but it's I don't think the energy's bad. it's just misplaced. It's like I wrote a new song, but this is the thing, is like I will build so much perfectionism around the music stuff, and I've been letting more of that go, and I've been but I haven't really delved in, obviously, to the music. Like, I don't know, I just, before, when I was mixing songs, like, it got to be like I didn't know when I was done. I don't think I set enough structure. And this time, I guess I'm just very careful to like start recording this new song, because I want to do it more step by step, in a way that I am keeping the song organized in the program, and like taking the time and not rushing in certain ways, just to like get this thing done. Because ironically, when I rush, it takes way, way longer, because then I get very confused. And so I have this like, I do have this chaotic energy that it's like, it helps me creatively maybe think of things and make a song or write things or lyrics and have like an emotional connection. But then when it comes to like putting that art into some sort of a like that, then when it comes to doing something that's not as really creative, where it's like the recording process and putting the song together and doing those things that are maybe more, I don't know, analytical or less creative, like I put that energy into things like that and tasks like that, where it requires detachment from that shit. It's just like, just do this and put this here, and then don't overthink it, right? And so I think what will help is coming up with like a little bit of a plan ahead of time. That's what I've been doing with cleaning, is it's like I have a bit of a routine or process for the bathroom. It's like, I'm gonna first, like, I wipe down the mirror last, because it gets like splashes on it when I'm cleaning the counter or other stuff. So, because I am someone that will just keep retracing my steps too. Like, I'll get a spot somewhere and then I have to go fix that, which some stuff is fine and I can live with, but there's like an efficiency, there's a way that if it's kind of pre-orchestrated and planned out, I just sort of do my thing. I just sort of focus, and it's like, this goes here. So I think what's happening with the plants and the humidifier and stuff is, it's like I don't have any like rules in a way, which sounds, it almost sounds like I'm having, I don't know, too many rules. Just curious, do you overthink about your meals and cooking? Let's get into that. Yeah, in ways, yes. So it makes me think of how much I stressed cooking when I worked at a group home, and I would have rathered almost I almost would have rather like had to call the cops or had some sort of like an escalation that's stressful in its own way. Like, I almost would rather have done that than like the cooking the meal for the kids that night, even though there was a plan. But I think I like to practice ahead of time. I think with with the cooking, it's if it's a new thing for me. So if I've done something before and I know how to do it and I get this confidence, I know what to do. It's like not the same stress. The cooking is, it's like these new things I've never done before. Guys, I put off learning how to make rice or something forever, or maybe I did it a few times in the pot, but then sometimes I will just doubt if I'm doing it the right way. And if it tastes fine and it works out and it's good, it's like, who cares at all? But yeah, I don't know. I have an aversion to things when I don't know how to do it. And I guess I put this extra stress and pressure in the group home because I felt like if I mess it up or I mess this meal, it's these kids are not gonna have anything to eat, although they always had like tons of leftovers, which they didn't like to eat, but they had snacks or like it would have been okay still, even if I had like messed it up. But I was very worried just about not cooking the meat enough and giving the kids food poisoning or something like that. It's yeah, I ventured out into like having new meal ideas for myself, and then I tried it, and then it was like I was making that thing all the time, but I will resist it at first. But I'm someone that's still, I to this day, like I do not make a lot of side dishes at all. I do not make um I'll tell you what I normally eat. Like this morning I just had eggs. I just had I had eggs, I had some Greek yogurt, I had a protein shake thing, and yeah, I honestly don't as much venture out and like try new things or recipe. I don't follow freaking recipes. I'll just put things into a frying pan. It'll just be like minimal amount of steps and just more simple, right? Hi Brian. I'm on a whole long rambly ramble, but I'm getting somewhere. So actually I'm gonna write this down because it's a good realization. Was the energy, let's say OCD, overthinking, energy, it needs to be yeah, it's like I want to put the OCD, I want to put the like all that thinking outside of the box and every possibility of everything in that sort of connected network of thought. Like I just want to put that into creative things. And then I need to make decisions and a plan for my plants of what I'm gonna do. Make decisions. So if anyone's commenting, I can't see it. Sorry. Make decisions, structure for other things. Yeah, I guess the issue is I'm having a bit of a constant stress or worry about if the condensation from the humidifier is actually causing an issue, like if it's okay or not. So it's like something that I haven't been able to just like let it go, just like do my thing and then not think about it at all anymore or care. It's just like, I don't know, is it okay to be, I'm just thinking like, should I let the room probably like dry out for a whole day, just have like humidifier off? Like I just need to make all those different decisions, but I feel like it's hard to find sometimes very specific it's hard to find answers to a problem that's kind of pretty specific to you. But I guess ChatGPT is pretty good for that. Like I'm always talking to it and being like, is this, I haven't really asked it, you know, is there a ceiling fan? No. Ooh, fan though. Fan, I did think of having a fan by the window. Earlier today I have a space heater and I pointed it towards the window. So I had that on earlier today. Fan. I think just the best solution is going to be the greenhouse, but there's this greenhouse cabinet thing, like a plant cabinet from IKEA, and there's no IKEA in my city, but I might be going to Vancouver, but not till the spring. And so I was just going to wait till then. It's like I'm just trying to find a bit of a solution in the meantime. Thanks, your guys' like stuff has been helping, like suggestions. Like I wrote fan. I know at the beginning I was like, I don't need help. I wasn't talking about the plants when I was saying that. I guess I was just talking about the like OCD anxiety stuff. It's like I've been able to, it just flares up again. It'll be chill, and then a new theme will kind of come along, and I just have that tendency to react in the same sort of like brain OCD pattern kind of a way. But anyways, okay, I think I'm gonna go and just, it does help to just like put the things in place. I am gonna get the toenail fungus supplies. I was gonna get a spray for my running shoes, but okay. Every time I say I'm gonna end the live, but I'm probably gonna ramble for a little bit more. So I have black and white thinking, and I did delve into, I guess it's like a neurodivergent thing. I had delved into autistic things, and that helped me make a little bit of sense of maybe why I react how I react or feel how I feel when things aren't exact. I don't know. It was talking about that being like a on the spectrum kind of a symptom. So for example, I've had a hard time finding a spray to spray in your shoes. Like all these sprays that keep coming up for like antifungal spray, it keeps saying to put it directly on your foot, and it's probably fine to spray in your shoe, I think, because ChatGPT basically said it was fine. But one of these sprays, like on the label, it was like not intended to use in shoes, like supposed to use it on your foot. What does it matter? I don't know. Do they think it's gonna like ruin the fabric? I just sometimes want to know what I'm supposed to do. That like if I can't, like, I just want to A plus B equals C sometimes. I just want to like use this for this is okay, use this brand, this is, you know, approved for this use. Sometimes it's just like the too many possibilities, or I don't know, it's like I could just decide, I don't know, I just, my brain too will just be like, why is it like, I'll go down a rabbit hole probably even of trying to figure out why. I just, my whole life it's been why like why are the tips of the leaves getting crispy? Annoying when it's like, well, it could be this, it could be overwatering, it could be underwatering, it could be, well, it could be what I like, and then I have to figure out what one it could be. I need to stop looking at them. It's just like, I don't know why, but when they were looking yellow, it was bothering me. Because it just was like, something's wrong. Something's wrong. But nothing's wrong. I also have a thing with the colors matching. And I'm like, the green goes better, so tips do that is actually normal at times. The tips that contradict. I do actually, guys, like I want to start inventing things. Oh my god, Night Van LOL. Oh my god, okay. It's been so long. Have you thought about painting the leaves green? Maybe there is a way. But then a part of me would be like, that's not a real green, like that's a fake, that was a faux. I was so against, this is the solution, guys, artificial plants. I was against the artificial plants for so long, I think, and then because I was like, well, they're not real, like why would you even buy that? I don't get it. But trying to keep the plants happy with the humidity and all the things is like, I get why people buy the fake plants, and I've been getting into fake plants. Like I want to get fake plants. Also, I don't think the cat will chew the fake plants, hopefully. so I can get like bigger fake plants that I don't have to try to like hang from the ceiling or something. Dust magnets for the plastic plants. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be wiping them down. Oh, that reminds me. So a lot of the extra thoughts and all the possibilities and stuff like that, it goes into purchasing things. And so I do find my pretty active brain helpful maybe for some things like that, because I think of now that I'm also more organized and not like impulsively shopping, I will think about when I buy something, I'm like, how hard is this going to be to clean? So that's one of my solutions to keeping things clean too, is first off, don't like try to, unless you're willing to wipe that thing down, like buy something that is going to be easy cleaning. For instance, I'll show you guys. I might return it though. I don't know if I can commit to this purchase because I just don't know if it's really vibing. So I guess I should have showed where I had this, because now this, you don't even know what I'm using this for. This is a plant stand. Okay, okay, let me just transport everyone. I jam my ham fists though before every cup I buy for that reason. Jam my hand if I can't clean it in peace. Forget it. Jam ham fists. I don't think I'm understanding. My brain's pretty slow. So now I can't get this back. Okay, so it's kind of dark in this corner. This is like a room tour that I wasn't initially planning on, but I think it's necessary. I finally did finish painting my room so that I could actually put the shelf up and start setting this up. So I'm sleeping in the closet. And then there's this corner. Okay, this was a plant stand. I don't like the bottom though. It's like kind of wobbly. Anyways, I might return this, but I might not because it's easy to clean. Can we see the flies in the paint a little? Yeah, I don't. Oh, I might have removed them. I can't even remember. Yeah, I think they're gone. I think I did get on the ladder. They were up here. The little flies that landed in my fresh paint. Until I started putting the furniture in my room as well and stuff, like I started panicking a little bit of a mild panic about if I made the wrong choice to paint the closets black. I was like, should I just paint it white? Like, I don't know, it's kind of dark. But now I actually really like it. That's the thing though, is it's like, sometimes I feel too detached from everything where I don't, like everything could be a possibility. So how do you decide? And it's like, I guess I could always, if I get something for the time being, I could always sell it after. So this stand, I didn't know how much, it didn't have like a price tag before I bought it, but I didn't think it could have been that much. I have a bit of a complaint. It was $40 for this simple metal stand thing. Well, I hope to God then if it was $40, it better not have been freaking made by like child laborers. Like I'm happy with that purchase if it was made ethically, but I have a feeling that it still wasn't. And I don't know if there's something to do with like the metal. It's like a good special metal, like why it was 40 bucks. I don't know. I got it from Yisk, and like a lot of the other products there were, the price points seemed to make sense. I guess this just didn't make as much sense. So I got it not knowing it costed that much, so I got it. But I can return it. I have like 60 days to return it. I got this. This is like marble from Winners. Originally, I got it to put in the bottom of my shelf to weigh it down. But then it fit this like perfect little circle in this tier shelf. But I don't really like this bottom of the shelf. I don't know. And I tried to put a lamp in, like, I don't know. Thinking of putting like a little garbagey can thing there to as a bucket to put things in. I don't know, like hair elastics. Or I was thinking it would be best to have, I have to run, take care, chat another time. Thank you, Bailey. Thanks for joining, and have a good rest of your day. Be right back. Gonna go into computer mode. Yeah, no problems. I wasn't gonna keep going. Like, this is just rambling about a fucking shelf thing. It's a plant stand, but I converted it to a shelf. But I just have a hard time with commitment. I have a hard time to commit to this shelf because I feel like I could find something better with more storage space. Like if I found a true 3-tier shelf, then I could have one more tier to actually put stuff in. I've been like, I went to one thrift shop the other day, and then for some reason I got the social anxiety. Like, it's been better, but for some reason I felt weird in this one store, and then, I don't know, and then it just, now I have a weird feeling about thrift shops. I don't know, nothing was even going on. I guess like the layout of the store felt felt like intimate. Like, oh my god, it was fine, no one cared about me, people were chilling, but it was like a small, I didn't realize that there's another Salvation Army in town, and the one I went to was weirdly kind of small. And then it's like, you know, when you can't just like hide, and when you're browsing and the store clerks can just, they're just always there, and no one I think was gonna approach me, but like, yeah, I just didn't want to be I don't know, I wanted to be out looking at things for my room, but I didn't want to have to interact with anyone. And so I was gonna make Sean go with me to try to look for a different, maybe better little shelfy thing for that corner. I was looking at like bathroom tier shelves. Like, this one's probably good enough. There's just something about it though that's like, I don't know, I'm trying to maybe go with like a bit of a rustic vibe, so I don't know about the metal, but Sean gonna come say hi. I don't really want to bombard him. He could, I don't want to put him on the spot. I did tell him I was doing the live. He didn't suggest he come and say hi, but doesn't mean he doesn't want to. But I think I'm actually gonna end this, and what am I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was supposed to go to Walmart and get all my toenail fungus equipment. What time is it? It's like, I refuse to go out during rush hour. I usually only go out, I try to only go out like early morning or later at night when it's the least busy, because afternoon on a weekday is so busy still. Why so frazzled today? I know. I am. First of all, Nightman LL, I started this live. This live was supposed to not have the chat on. It was just supposed to be like a rambling thing. I have other lives where I just don't want to edit. Well, if I tried to edit, the video would never come out. So then I just do a live stream instead with the chat off. And that was going to be this. And then in the menu for the live streams, like, you click next, and it didn't even let me pick a thumbnail. I clicked next, and then it just went live, and I was like, oh, okay, we've already started. And then People were already commenting, so then I'm like, I guess I'll just go with this. But yeah, I've been in a weird mode. I don't know, I've had ups and downs. I was like, I've been in like a mode where I'm like, okay, I've been very solitude and then enjoying it this time for once, like not even feeling lonely and just genuinely wanting to just be alone and spend time alone and working on my own sense of self and just figuring out what I want to do, what I just like getting other people and their opinions like out of my head. Like I'm always just like living life through the lens of what this person would think or that person would say or what they would think of me. So I really got away from that. But then I don't know, I have this like, you're never gonna feel, I think, comfortable or ready, or it's just, I need to just give up too on it just feeling so comfortable. I think I've been trying to, I don't know, I've been in a weird restless state too, because I was having my time to myself, and then it got to where I'm like, I didn't want to just not create though and do stuff, but then I'm like, am I ready to create? Am I going to like slip back into a lot of old habits or like be really focused on what the people are thinking of me? And yeah, I don't know. It's like this whole live Earth Drama episode is such a vibe. I know we haven't done Earth Drama. I had a episode recorded that I never posted. And yeah, I'm in this like weird transition too. I'm in this like I'm in this transition of a lot of my personality is a trauma response stuff and people pleasing. And so I feel like I've been shedding a lot of that. But then at the same time, some of the stuff has been like more intense, I think, or brought to the surface because it's like my ego's holding on for dear life. And so I'm in this mode too where I'm like, oh, I know things are gonna be great and I'm gonna be like, oh, now I'm gonna do stuff and not be so focused on what the people are gonna say or think. And I'm really gonna, like, I'm getting all these ideas and stuff to create. But then I still feel a bit vulnerable in my new way of being. I sometimes feel like I can just easily get brought into old beliefs or something like that. But I don't know. I think because I've progressed, I don't think there's really going back. I don't think there's really going back. But the process for me, honestly, because this whole live, there's been like a lingering underlying judgment still about the whole thing. About, or maybe it was like, oh, it was okay up to a certain point, and then you rambled about your plants for way too fucking long. Like, there's just these annoying judgments, or just the like, oh, you just kept going, and I don't know. It's like, it was a lot. It was a lot of just talking about or just going on about this or that. So for me, the process is like fucking letting it be. And after I end the live, not like there's gonna be urges to evaluate and go over in my head. There usually always is. But the new process is to like, that stuff's gonna come up, but I'm not gonna react in the same way. Like, I'm gonna try not to ruminate about it, right? Some people like the ramble and unscripted speech. Yeah, I just have, like, honestly, I kind of disconnect from my body in a way, or, you know, I like hold my breath at times. I'm more aware of it. there's been lives, I think, that I'm like not aware that's happening, or I'm just like in that state. I'm really noticing a lot when I'm in that ungrounded state, and it'll be when I'm talking to people. Sean, I don't I haven't been like talking to anyone else really. I've been secluding myself, but there's times I'm like I'm experiencing the world in this like anxious state. You know, obviously I talk a lot about it and about having anxiety with anxieties and stuff. So there's a lot that I'm aware of or it's happening, but then there's even deeper layers of it on like a just regular basis, just in a conversation when I'm starting to get ungrounded, and then I kind of am able to catch myself a bit more. And I just keep thinking for the last while, I just keep thinking like, should I end this? Is this too much? And then it's like, maybe I've wanted to end it, but I'm trying to prove something. I don't even know sometimes what the truth is. I don't even know if it's how you and Sean thought. Oh, retracted. I don't know what that said. I think I'm just gonna try to ground myself right now. Okay, not gonna lie, having a thought of like being hippy dippy annoying, like, oh, I'm just gonna ground myself, like kumbaya. I think I just I a lot of times reject actual stillness because I don't know, there's something about it that's gives me the ick. Oh, it's Sean.
Yeah, I heard that people wanted to say hi.
Yeah. Our
obviously, you
moderator,
couldn't sign off without this guy making
big reveal
a
here.
cameo. Hello, everybody.
Get the spotlight.
All three of you. We appreciate you a whole lot. Hello, Nightman. Well, that's kind of cool the way it shows up there on the phone. The comments. Wow.
Yeah, it's on horizontal.
Yeah.
Jeez. I don't know if you heard. I had meant to just do it as like a chat off, like no comments, and then I accidentally kept it on. I was like,
streaming on Twitch. Gosh, I mean, streaming on Twitch. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that, my friend. Not yet, anyways.
Is there a niche for people that suck at video games? Because I don't really play games. Relaxing gaming with Alyssa.
I don't think it would be relaxing anything doing with Alyssa and gaming. So it would be anything but relaxing.
I get a little bit animated, I think, with the games. Well, I don't know. I've
maybe
only
if it
played
was
a couple
something
times.
really, I don't know, like Connect 4 or like Tetris or something. Maybe that would work for you.
I'll start like criticizing it probably. But no, the games are pretty good actually. There's not much to be critical about.
Yeah, it's just a matter of all the things that need to be done. I'm off to India here pretty soon. I don't know if you know, but we've got that other channel, Internet Rabbit Hole Daily, and so there's a whole lot of stuff happening behind the scenes for that right now. And some of it might actually involve some gaming, and maybe it does. Some of that ends up on Twitch, but that's sort of where the priority for this guy is to get that up and going again. Oh, and then what are you doing here? You're sneaking off?
I'm just putting away the laptop so we don't step on it.
So anyways, but I appreciate the suggestion there because we're sort of going back to that planning phase and figuring out exactly what to do next, and people have suggested gaming as maybe being one of those things. Oh, I missed the comment. The comment came gone so quickly.
I know, it goes so quick. So I have the laptop here.
Jeez.
I should probably move along here.
Gosh.
We don't want Sean going to India.
Ha. Well, a lot of people would like me to go to India, so
he's asking.
Nightman LOL has no idea about our other channel, I guess. Nightman, go to YouTube. Wait, no, you're probably on YouTube. Type in IRH Daily. And then I think you'll see why India. Let's just say we've got some friends and family over there, if you will. Yeah, lots of them.
Oh, I don't know if it worked.
And we have a very special place in our heart for India, and we love the country a whole lot. We've been learning all cool stuff about it, and now it's time to get on the ground floor and meet some of my friends in person. So
No pressure though, check it out. But
oh, no pressure. I mean, if this it's it's part of the conversation. It's sort of like
I don't want to give him a task though. Is I'll check it out. Like,
well, we're not asking you to actually watch the videos, but just to sort of get some context as to what's going on. I think that's important. But anyways,
okay.
Are you you're thinking about signing off?
Go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice and humid in here. Ha ha ha! Try to stop me.
Don't remind me of the humidity situation. I just.
You're talking about
I
the
just
mold and
detached
stuff.
from it. Maybe. I
Okay,
just
well,
stopped thinking about it.
Anyways,
for once.
we appreciate you, Nightman. Will you guys come back today? Do you mean, or
Is India gonna get the win? Sean, I'm staying. Sean's going. I'm looking after the cats.
Yeah, so Alyssa's gonna come like next time
It'll be
after
fun
I've figured
times.
everything out. I'll know the lay of the land, and then I can sort of, show her all the cool stuff. So.
It'll be growth for me because I will have to get over the demon phobia. Like, even just with Sean in the house, I've been scared at night sometimes, and I have struggled in the past to be alone in a house at night. So that'll be fun. I thought of doing some fun live streams if I'm having some insomnia and can't
Sounds
sleep.
like a
although
plan.
I'm sure some.
Plus, if you're having trouble at night, it's gonna be daytime in India, so you can reach out and.
Yeah, I'm sure some trolls will try to troll me about that, but then that'll just be more exposure therapy. So
there you go. Well,
one way or another, I'll have to get over it, or I'll have to get my cousin to stay over.
Always
if
a
I'm
pleasure
freaking
there,
out.
Nightman. I'm gonna sort of sneak back to the other stuff I was working on here, but we appreciate you. And,
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for moderating.
We'll check in with you next time. Goodbye, my friend, and whoever else might be watching.
Bye bye. Okay. Bye.